folks, welcome into TK Power Sports. Today we are taking a closer look at this, the all-new 2025 Kawasaki Brute Force 450. And I've got to tell you, it is a pleasure for a change to talk about a truly affordable model. This thing costs less than $9,000 here in Canada, and I want to go through all the details. So in this video, I'll show you the features, and then of course we're going to go for a ride and I'll tell you how it handles, so make sure you stay tuned. Let's begin with all the important numbers. So dimensions here come in at 80.1 inches long, 43.7 inches wide, and 46.7 inches tall. The wheelbase measures in at 47.8 inches, while overall curb weight here is 683 pounds. When it comes to ground clearance, Kawasaki says you're getting 9.3 inches, while the total fuel capacity here is 16 liters, which is 4.2 US gallons. Let's get into the details, and the first one has to be how this machine actually came to be. Now, this thing isn't manufactured by Kawasaki. It's built by Kymco, and then Kawasaki takes it, they put their plastic on it and some of their features, and they sell it as a Kawasaki model. Now, some people don't like that idea that you're not getting that true Kawasaki quality because they're not manufacturing this thing, but what it allows Kawi to do is offer a low price model like this one. So I'll tell you again, here in Canada, you're talking about a starting price at $86.99. In the States, you're talking about $66.99. So yes, a truly affordable ATV. So everything in this video has to be viewed through that lens, that this thing really is affordable. Most people can actually buy one, which can't be said about so many ATVs and side-by-sides on the market today. So now you know how much it costs and where it comes from. Let's look at what you actually get. So the first thing is the styling, and I do think it looks good. It looks a lot like its big brother, the Brute Force 750. The 750 also just got a redesign, and then the 450 came along and mimicked the looks. But yeah, I think it has that really kind of squared off look. I think it looks cool. Drop in the comments now and let me know what you think about the styling here. Talking suspension and tires here, everything is really dead simple. It's a dual A-arm setup. You do get adjustable preload on those shocks. Suspension travel up here in the front is 7.6 inches. In the back, it is 7.9 inches, and you're getting a set of 24-inch Maxxis tires right there. Now, when it comes to braking, you do have 2 disc brakes in the front, but in the back, you're only getting 1 disc brake, and that's over here on this driver's side tire. So that tire over there doesn't get a disc brake at all. So your front rack up there is rated at 75 pounds capacity, your rear rack at 150 pounds capacity, and then down here, you do get a proper 2-inch hitch receiver. I was really happy to see that even here on this basic model. So a few more features I want to go through here. First of all, the seat is easy to remove. It reveals the tiniest little bit of storage here. I guess nice to have some under seat storage, but it's not a lot. And then this is what appears to be your air box, but unlike most models when it has, a really easy to remove air filter, this is actually, screwed up here in the top into this brace. So yeah, it really doesn't look that great for maintenance in terms of getting in there, swapping out an air filter. Now, other controls here, everything is dead simple. You got your starter, you got your kill switch, lights. This is one funny thing. This parking brake, it's massive, and I really don't understand why it has to be here and why they couldn't have just gone with the classic parking brake where you squeeze the brake and then lock it in. No, they've done this extra handle here, and this parking brake just locks that rear disc. So that's actually the brake that you're engaging. I'm fine with that, and it works fine. I just think this big handle is kind of janky and in the way. Now over here on my right side, I have 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, and diff locker. Yes, even at this price point, we get a front diff locker. I'm very glad to see that feature. That is pretty cool. When it comes to the screen, this thing is as basic as it gets, and this is one of the big things that you're going to notice is different from sort of the Brute Force 750, some of the other Kawasaki's. They're all getting really nice screens these days. Here you just get the totally basic screen, but that's okay. It's giving you all the information you need, gearing, your odometer, of course your fuel gauge there, and your speed. So nothing special about it, but it works. Okay folks, now it's time to ride, and we're gonna start by playing around out here in the meadow a bit, and the first thing we're gonna do is hit a little jump. That's gonna let me feel the suspension and the power. Let's do it. Okay, high range, 2-wheel drive, here I come. wasn't much of a jump, folks, but still enough to really feel this thing. And I guess the first thing I'll say with the 450, it doesn't hit super hard off the line, but it does feel like you kind of give it a 2-second count, and then that mid-range actually feels, yeah, pretty robust, which I like. And then when it comes to the little jump, the suspension was actually pretty plush. Now there's positives and negatives. The biggest negative is the handling, but we'll get into that. But on the positive side, I was surprised at just how comfortable that landing was, and about how, I didn't really bottom out. It didn't really even feel that close to bottoming out, so that's good. Alrighty folks, now let's go for a ride up the hydro line. Now what's wild for us, and you're gonna notice, it is bone dry right here. It is absolutely bone dry in southern Ontario right now. And we're feeling the effects of it here, because normally this is our mud trail. This is all underwater, but look at it. It's no water, no mud whatsoever. And especially at the end, it's normally spring fed. So we're getting a bit of water coming up out of the hill, up out of the ground. That's all dried up this year too. So what's normally a pure mud trail is now just a dirt trail. And this is our mud section. Now let's take a little bit of a look. All right, it looks a little bit soft down in there. So we're gonna go ahead and put it in 4-wheel drive. And yeah, let's see what we can do here. Oh, there's a bit of water, a little puddle, a little cute puddle. And it was a little bit soft through there, but nothing serious. Oh, I did kiss a rock coming up the hill right there though. So yeah, I guess the first thing I wanted to comment on was sort of the tires and the traction and something a little sloppier, but that mud wasn't much of anything. That being said, I haven't felt anything I don't like out of the tires yet. They've provided plenty of traction for everything I have been doing today. Now back down the hill. And suspension is soft. It's definitely soft coming over those rocks and stuff. But soft also does equal comfortable. And even when it's coming down pretty hard over some of those obstacles off of those rocks, it's staying soft. So the ride comfort here is actually quite good. And then I'm sitting down now, picking up the speeds. That's 32, that's 40 kilometers an hour. And that's where it starts to get a little bit outmatched. That was 40, 45 kilometers an hour-ish. And I would say right about there, the suspension started to feel a little stiffer than I like. So this is definitely the kind of ATV, you're gonna find the limits here fairly quickly, and that's to be expected. And talking about sort of riding at the limits, this is the kind of ATV that if you wanna really hustle it around a corner, you have to get your body involved. I'm hanging off of this seat to stick it into these corners. And if I don't hang my butt off the seat and lean into the corner really deeply, it's gonna lift those inside tires and it's not gonna wanna turn. And that has everything to do with the suspension. I have already said many times it's soft. Well, it's super soft coming around these corners. It's leaning way more than I want it to. Now the reason for all this, there are no sway bars here, so it's just roly-poly through the corners. The other thing absent on this model is power steering. Now listen, this is a throwback, right? I'm so used to ATVs now having power steering, but when I was growing up, you didn't get power steering on ATVs, and so I'm used to this. It's not that big of a deal. It just feels weird because we've gotten so used to it. And then when it comes to the steering here, it's fine. It's pretty heavy, but it's nice and communicative. That's always the key with not getting power steering, is you get that real physical connected feeling in your hands. And now I mentioned ergonomics and how I fit good here, but I should also say that I'm quite comfortable. The seat is actually supportive, not too soft, not too stiff. It's that nice mix. And then because of sort of the size of the machine, yeah, I fit on here fine. So I like the overall comfort. Now when it comes to at-hand storage, there is a tiny bit. It's right over here. You are getting a cup holder and then a little spot up here. You could throw something. So sure, I wish we had a storage bin down here or maybe in the other fender, but no, you just get the one small bit of storage. One thing worth mentioning though, these cup holders, they have these little rubber inserts. which are meant to hold your bottle or your cup in place. All right, folks, now time for the top speed run. I've got a nice empty dirt road in front of me, 2-wheel drive. Let's see what this thing will do. Taking off in 3, 2, 1, go. I saw 95, 96 kilometers an hour. That's about 60 miles per hour, which is actually pretty decent for a machine of this size. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at the end of this video. Now, as you heard in this review, no, things here with the Brute Force 450 aren't perfect. It's got plenty of problems. However, there is one fact that really outweighs all of those issues, and that is how much it costs. And not just how much it costs, but the fact that it undercuts all of the other major players, the Hondas, Yamahas, Can-Ams, and Polaris. It undercuts all of them. So if we're talking about value, Kawasaki has absolutely nailed it with the Brute Force 450. So yeah, guys, that's it for this video. Now I need to hear from you. Drop in the comments, let me know what you think of this Kawasaki and everything you've seen in this video. As always, while you're down there, don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, hit join to become a member, and then come right back here to TK Power Sports and see what we're testing next. And if you'll excuse me, I got lots more riding to do. See ya.